going on, everybody? Coming to you live, northbound 95. Once again, I found myself in Florida, which reminded me something that happened last week. I had a load I delivered in Fort Lauderdale. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna jump back out on the interstate and I'm gonna head home. There's a construction area right around in that area. If you coming out of Fort Lauderdale, northbound on 95, you're gonna run through a construction, and you're gonna see signs that says uneven lanes and the lane shift. You're gonna find yourself, if you're in the second lane, the lane shift in the uneven lane is gonna end right there under your driver's side steer tire. So you know what that means? That means you're gonna be fighting that truck. And it's over far enough, if you stay on the left side of it, you're on the zipper. And if you stay on the right side of it, you cross the zipper over here. So you got traffic on both sides of you, so you can't really adjust. The best thing you can do, get over in the right lane or in the left lane. Well, me, I couldn't get over in the right lane because of traffic. And anybody knows anything about Miami knows that the cars were not obliged by a big truck. I've literally rode for a mile with a blinker on with one car right beside me. And you look in the mirror and they're sitting there like this. Like they don't see you. But it's a funny thing, I've done this 3 times in my driving career where I actually come over on a car and force them to move. And all 3 times in Miami. It ain't been recently, it's been a few years ago since the last time. But Miami is the only place in the country I've ever had that happen. And it's awful funny because that driver in that little car or truck is sitting there like this. Like they ain't paying you no mind, like they don't see your blinky flashies, like they don't even notice you beside them. But once you start to come over, they'll go from this to that, and then they get out of your way. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, the only time I've had to do that is a depressing moment where I had to get off and exit, and I knew that there was being a jackass, so yeah, I forced myself over. Anyway, this particular time, it's not a pressing moment for me to get over, so I'm not going to aggressively lane change. So I can't get in the right lane. Next option is get over in the left lane, or the third lane. Keep in mind, there's 4 lanes right there. So I wasn't in the far left lane, I was in the third lane. I jump over, it's nice and smooth. When I come out of, right before I come out of the construction, and where the lanes are uneven, I jump back over, and then a lot of traffic merges on the interstate, and I'm not one for stuffing somebody, so I will get over and let people merge on. So I jump back out in the third lane, and then again I find myself stuck, not by the first lane traffic, but the second lane traffic. So I'm sitting there and I can't get over. Can't get over. I'm trying, riding with my blinker on, can't get over. Well, and again, it's not a pressing moment, so I'm not going to force myself over. Still got my blinker on. I come up over a little ridge, and there's a Florida State Patrol officer sitting right there in the median looking right at us. I don't pay him no mind. I don't ever pay the troopers no mind. I don't ever pay the law enforcement no mind because I'm usually not doing anything that really needs their time. So I'm still trying to get over, and all of a sudden this trooper pulls up behind me and pulls out a magic wand, waves it, and says abracadabra. He hits his blue lights. You know what those cars do? They spread, and they open the gates for me to get over while he pulls me over. I guess I need some blue lights because that right there makes people get out your way. But anyway, I still wasn't no big deal. I pulled over. I've talked to a lot of officers over the time. You know, I got a lot of friends in law enforcement. I support law enforcement. Respect and kudos to all you guys in law enforcement. But if you're this officer right here, kiss my ass. But anyway, if you're like this officer here, I'm about to tell you about. This guy right here, he's Mr. 1975. He walks up. Normally I wouldn't gossip and talk about a man like this, but he kind of deserves it, and I really hope, I would pay money in hopes that you watch my video. I can't remember his name, and the citation is at home, so I don't have it handy. But if you're a law enforcement, or no, excuse me, if you're a state trooper in the state of Florida and you work the West Palm Beach area, and you pulled over this truck, what's the day? The 11th? So it would have been the first week in November 2017. It's a flat top Kenworth. It's they call the color mocha, but it's a tan. It's got brown fenders. Flat top Kenworth with a driver. If you pull me over, I just want to say this right now. You're a jackass. Anyway, this cop, the officer, walks up, and I'm looking at him walk up. He gets up to the truck. I roll my window down. I say, hey officer, how's it going, buddy? He's got attitude about him right off the bat. He said, here in the so-and-so county, we got a strict law with cars in the left, or commercial vehicles in the left 2 lanes. Why are you out there? I said, sir, if you would have seen, I said, I had my blinker on. I said, it's been like that for last mile or so. I said, I jumped out there right past the construction till cars was merging. I said, I didn't want to stuff nobody, so I jumped out, and I said, they wouldn't let me back over. I said, I'm not trying to aggressively lane change. Oh, okay. Where are you going? Home. You live at this address? Yes, sir. You got a load on here? Nope. Well, you can't make no money empty. I said, yeah, but ain't nothing down here. And he kind of smiled. He said, yep, there never is. I said, that's all right. I said, the loads pay good enough. I said, I can deadhead back home and still make a good chunk. He said, all right, I'll be back with you. Let me get your IFTA card. So I gave him my permit book. He walked back, and that's fun. Like I said, I normally wouldn't gossip about a man like this, but as he walked back, I'm looking in my mirror, and he's got some damn love handles. Like, man, his love handles outdo my wife's hips. I mean, his shirt's tucked in nice and tight, and his love handle's about that long, and both of them go whoosh. And I'm like, you flumpy jello, man, you need to get in the gym, man. If you're gonna be a state trooper, you need to take some pride in yourself. But I guess after what he done, he don't have no confrontations where he's got to run or fight anybody, so he's just gonna do the little bitch shit. Anyway, he walks back up. He wasn't gone 3 minutes, so he didn't even think about this. It didn't even cross his mind just to tell me. I said, all right, man, here's your warning to stay out of this lane, because, you know, after all, I did have a legitimate reason why I was in the 3rd lane. Not the far left lane, but just the 3rd lane. He walked up there with a smirk on his face, and he said, here you go, driver. He said, here's a citation in the amount of $166. You can mail the payment, you can pay the payment online, or you can show up in court and contest it if you choose to. The direction's right there on that citation. It's an amount of $166. And oh, by the way, this is considered a moving violation, so it will be points on your license. And he said that with a smirk, like he just daggum caught a nut. It really made him feel good to give me a citation for being in the 3rd lane. He got his rocks off. Pitiful, pitiful. I'm sitting there thinking, does this dude think I ran off with his wife or something? Is he pissed at me? Or more describing this guy, no homo, but does he think I ran off with his boyfriend? I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Anyway, it's like he's pissed at me for a particular reason, and he's taking it out. I was like, oh my God. Like, keep his mind. I don't mean to sound like a little whiny bitch, but I have not had a moving citation in 15 years. 2002 was the last time I had a moving violation. We're talking about 1,000,005+ miles safe driving behind me. And this pompous ass is gonna write me a citation because I legitimately have a reason to be over for a moment. And he's gonna write me a ticket about it. Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, like I said, I don't like to be gossipy and I don't like to talk about another man like that, but this guy right here just really chaps my ass. But anyway, I got to looking at it, I was like, hell with that, I'm gonna show up and fight it, because I mean, I had a legitimate reason why I was out there. There's a reason why I've got all these miles behind me at safe driving, because I make good decisions like this. It was unsafe to stay where I was at, so I jumped over to avoid incident that could occur. It was in a high incident stress area, so I removed myself out of it. And then I get a citation for it. I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna fight this. And then I read the fine work. It just basically states if I show up to fight this and if I'm found guilty, I'm gonna have to pay the fine plus $400 of court fee. So I'm like, what? Well, I know I'm guilty, but I just don't want this, you know, I know I'm guilty, but come on, man, cut some slack. It wasn't like I was out there just being reckless, or it ain't like I was speeding. It wasn't like I was playing on the cell phone. It wasn't like I was aggressively lane changing. It wasn't like I was doing anything where I deserve points on my license. I was like, I don't know. I know they're going to find me guilty. I just don't want to know my license, because, I mean, after all, I was out there. What kind of cop's going to write a ticket that knowingly is going to put points on your license when you do something to avoid an incident? That just speaks a lot about that guy. So I hope you watch my video, and I hope, well, I'm not going to say I hope, you know, karma always comes around. He acts like that for certain reasons, I don't know, but anyway. So let me retract that. I don't wish it, no ill will on him. I just think I'm just going to vent my frustration to you guys. It's kind of funny. Man, it's kind of bullshit at the same time. But anyway, yeah, if I fight it, and found guilty, I will have to pay a $400 court fee. So now we're looking at $566. So I'm like, no. If I hire an attorney to fight it, I'm looking at about the same. Or I can just let it go on my record. It'll be off a couple years. And I'm not really wanting to have a lot of points on my license, so I think I can afford it. So I'm just going to let it go on my record. And if history repeats itself, I get another citation about 15 years. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get off here. That's my rant. I thought it was funny and a little bit of bullshit at the same time. And we're coming into Jacksonville, so lanes, traffic starting to get bad. So anyways, guys, catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.